I hit the wrong button, but I didn't pause it. I'm going to pause it now. Okay, I want to do what I'm talking about. After I'm going to start this on an animal, just like a regular round piece. So yeah, try and get them. And you see it shifted, so basically just put it back down, turn it, punch, and you get it where it doesn't shift. Turn the punch. Need to straighten it up a little bit. So it's pretty straight. We'll hold it just a little bit more. There we go. Alright, it's getting too full to drive the punch. That's pretty straight. And you see, you know, when you get a flat spot as you go, of course. And I'll heat it up again. And we're just going to go almost all the way to it. And then I'm going to put it in the V-wedge. We pull out the V from. And go almost to the animal, not all the way. Like I say, it's just experiment and stuff. I'm gonna go back to doing the other way too. I'm just more familiar with this for sure. It does hold it better than on the weed. I think it's good about pushing. I'm just holding it in my leg. You don't want hold downs, for sure. Hold downs, hold your metal down. And if it does that, it bears. You can't lift it up like this. Keep the heat in. Now I'm turning my punch every time. And it looks not exactly perfect, but I just angled my punch a little bit. Adjusted that. And we'll go back to holding it straight. Now I could turn that over and punch that out. And you can tell, you know, well, you can't see it now, but in the middle, the point of the punch, it starts to darken up where it's touching the anvil more than the rest for a brief second. But and you know, here's what you get when you punch on an anvil. This belly, or whatever, the flat belly, and it lifts it up a lot more. Where you're not holding it down, you know, like I'm holding, or between my legs, but the weight of this holds that down, and that lifts up off of the anvil. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and show you putting this, what do you call it, this tool back in. You do have a little bit of a spacer. This was made on another animal, but this is a spacer for holding this area down. Like that. I also use a piece of angle iron that's a spacer also, because this was made for another anvil, and made this a long time before I started making long enough sluts for them to go on any animal. But yeah, just use a spacer. So now that was sitting in there. You don't actually have to have this super hot for punching the plug out like it normally would be. If I would have punched over here, which you can't see over there, and I didn't want to move to the center, I wouldn't have to take that out. I'm definitely more familiar with punching hole this way than the other. The other come, the more you do it, it's like any other thing. You get good at do a lot. And, you'll see the bulge of this will not be touching the same on this as it was earlier. So that's not a real true heat, but I'm going to do a little pin prick and look at it. I think I can move it up this way a little bit. Okay. And then turn your punch around, make sure it's straight. There's my good mark. So, get a better mark. And I'm wondering about the support this way. It's definitely not the same as it was. We'll do the 1, 2, 3. Nah, it's too cold. But you can see it's inverting the plug. You can see where it's touching the sides, of that. And I'll have to heat it up to relax that. I believe that's what it's coming. It's 4140, not miles. So those black heats are tough. Nothing wrong with the punch. You can see also the last, how far it went. It's not all the way to the edges, but it's very close. And plugs shear off better when they're colder than when they're hot. Want to stretch instead of shear. I did think about putting the flat punch on the other side too and getting the same sidewall deal, but I'm not going to on this one. So when it's hot, I'll just get it out, drive it more. I know how much it needs to drive. That had a different sound. And the whole plug is bulged. Don't know if you can see that or not. I just cooled my punch off. And I'm going to go ahead and take it out every time. And it's giving more. You can hear that. Oh, I can. So it's shearing. One, two, three. See? And my punch is still good. I just don't have the very end sheared. I'm going to go ahead and do it with this. So it sheared every side except the one towards me right here. But it is, I'm going to move that one back. So I do my little, oh here it is. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna move it. And just tapping it back level. And you can see, you know, that definitely it's wanting to shear. It's just hanging on a little bit by, you see right in there. I'm gonna go ahead and take this punch and put it towards that end. And there it is. And there's the hole. Not perfect, but, and yeah, you don't have the flat sides on this side. You only have them on the one side. Now I could have put that on by going the other way, but I did not. That plug's hot. I'm going to show you that plug. This is my scrolling tongs. I'm going to go ahead and cool it so I can handle it. But, you know, this is just showing you some evidence of the plug. I knew it was going to come out, but see, it was hanging on right here. You see where it starts to drag it? It wasn't exactly lined up. You can see that right there. And yes, it's sheared off clean, but a little shy on that side, just a little bit, you know. All right, going back to just doing it in the V-block now. And yeah, I reworked my flat punch, just round it. I did not heat treat it this time because of damage last time. So I'll be shearing out hot. Start it like we did. Turn my punch every time. I'm tilting it towards the center now, or, you know, trying to get it even. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. There it is. Minding it more this time to try and get right where I want. Little tap. Looks okay. Well, let me look at it. Yeah, it looks all right. I'm gonna give it just a little bit harder mark. When I come out, I can feel it. It's not straight, but I'll straighten it up as I start punching. You don't do it now. It's too tough and cool to try and, you know, line it up this way. And yeah, it's not perfect. I can always tell that. How the metal moves. Punch still good shape, you know. No damage. might try this with a rectangular piece is going to be about tall rectangular piece where you want a long pole, where you do go one side to the other. That's what you do. Meet in the middle. And then shear the plug out. Get rid of that crud. There. Looks pretty good. Now it doesn't look good. Tilt it. Or, you know, what I'm doing is not putting it all the way in and cocking it. Like that. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I'll show you. Let me cool that off. I had it fixed and then I went back right to where it was. But what I'm going to do is heat it up. And I'll put this in, but not all the way in. And I'll go like this. You know, I'll just twist just a hair while it's in there, but not all the way in the bottom. And that'll create, you can see what it creates. Hair on both sides, this side and this side, and tight at the end. And that's how you fix as you're punching the hole. And yeah, you try and do that as soon as possible, which I did. And then I went back before it was real good seated and let it just feel its own thing and went right back where it was. And then yeah, when it's cool, you're not going to move it like that. It's just going to go right back where it is. Definitely better relax when you're fixing it. You know, put this on a like a pushing press, high press. That'd be a good way to, you know, line everything up perfect. And then go to town with it all. I'm going to go ahead and go both sides. Make sure that's good. Yeah, I can tell I'm not, I need to lean this over this way. Try and meet in the middle. And look at it. I need to go that way. And it's hard enough now to be doing this. Now it's not. You know. But yeah, you know, it's inverting this side. That's the last side I went, so it's got the impression. We're not exactly in the middle, but you know, there's a difference on how the metal lifts up and everything. Quite a bit. It's putting the round stock, it's making it a flatter over here like it did on the one side over there, but it's a little more even. I like that. I'm going to go to the flat punch. And yeah, do it hot. That's definitely not heat treated or anything. It's just cold water. It's not hard to do. It's tough. So I'm just going to go one side, then the other, and meet in the middle. Again, see the side best. I'm going to say that side best. I went ahead and hit twice. That did not hit the first one. Looking at it, yeah, I mean it's bulging up and you know. So I turn it around then, and I'm gonna stay there, bulging out that side, and I'm cooling it off too. And my punch is in good shape. Yeah, it's trying to come out. I'm gonna do one more. Well, it's hot in the middle. It's hot in the middle. You can't see that maybe. I'm gonna pull it. We'll let you look at it. See, it's coming out. And I'm gonna go ahead, since it's got the confirmation of this punch. I'm going, and yeah, you can see on this side the point where it's all flat on this side from the flat punch, and on this side it's not. Now, I shouldn't have waited that long, but I'm going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it came a little bit, but it's not coming all the way. It needs to relax a little bit. And let me look in there. You can see it. I'm saying this might be squeezing in a little bit on the sidewall. It's all free there. I'm going to go ahead and heat it a little bit so I don't damage my punch. There's no damage on the punch. And yeah, just relax a little bit, let it spread out there. And I'll go ahead and, 1, 2, 3 it. Like I say, this is hot heat treated right now. It's getting hot, not going to be a big deal. Unless I had some weird terrain there that hardened up. That's what damaged it a while ago when I was going in the repunch hole back and forth. And it didn't have a flat on there. And it was definitely peeling the side when it entered the bead. So, yeah, this is the flat side here. Go ahead and get it out. I'm just looking. Yeah, it came out, or it went down a little further. And I can see the shear. I'm just looking at I'm wanting to see, it's all the way sheared on that side. I'm gonna lean it to me a little bit to try and shear this side. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Didn't damage my punch. It's all the way, it's sheared as much as it's going to shear. It's not a perfect hole. It's going to have, you'll see the evidence. But I'll get this undersized slot opener and just tap it. There it is. And I'll get you that out and show you. There's a hole though. The hole's pretty good. But you'll see any little, I'm going to lay this over here. And there's a, let's see if I can, oh, that's just scale. Tune it off. So, here's the evidence. There's a flat side. Here's where it's hanging on just a little bit. You can see the little flare, or whatever you call it, it's just dragging. Here it's sheared off clean. There's a center punch, or the punch mark. And here's the opposing part that did not get flattened out on any surface, just like this. It didn't reach that surface, it didn't reach that surface. That's that. Save all those. I'm going to show you taking this out. That key, just tap it here. I'm holding on to it with my hand. It's released. Get that out. Here's the key. There's my little spacer. This comes right out. And I'm going to do the drifting of those 4 pieces now. So I'll pause it and set up for that. Okay, here's the first one I did. Just in the V block. Undersized slot opener. And then a sizing drift. I am going to make these slightly bigger than 3/4 inch. Get it out. Let the heat come back in there. I turned it over and I'll put that back in. This doesn't touch the side walls. Go ahead and get it out. It doesn't touch all the way there. I'll go ahead and heat it back up. That's opened up enough. It's pulling it this away also because the slot was longer than that. This one will arrest that. This is the width of the punch, but you can use this hole until it goes that far, which would be almost, to the body, almost, but not quite. Now, I'm not going to need to do that. I mean, look at here, this side. It's not quite touching on the tool here at all. So I can go either way. If it were higher here than here, I would definitely go here and let that press back at there so you get the mark. I still haven't radiused these edges. I probably never will. But I meant to do that when I first had it made a long time ago. Anyway, I want to heat that up. And, you know, this is not a perfect hole, but it's definitely good enough for what I'm going to be doing, making a rack. So I'm not going to even do any straightening or adjusting. You can tell that the end of it's not fully straight with the body. That will not matter with what I'm doing. And you can straighten that, but there's no real need. So the other one, where I've got a core hole, I'll do some heat control on it. Oh yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll do that. You can tell if you hit the bottom. I'm just going to open up one side a little bit, turn it over, and do the other side, just like I was doing there. Like mild, I'll go a bit further with the underside. I'll go all the way one side, usually all the way. Didn't hit. Now, here, it could hit, but it didn't. And definitely over here, you're going to change. And I'm just going to show you what I got here. And you know, this could probably go ahead and go a little bit further. Yeah. But, you know, it's definitely, you know, 4140, relax it a bit. But mild, yeah, you could have gone on. Now I got to watch grabbing that. I do like to leave them warm. If it's too hot to handle, I'll cool off the bottom part, but leave the body warm. And sometimes I'll use tongs to manage it instead of picking up with my hand once they've gone, or been in. If they've been in there a while or gone all the way through, do not pick them up with your hand. If you do, let go. That black heat doesn't feel good at all. Put some pine tar on. Because that black stuff burns it. Let's see. Okay, this is the side to go in now. But yeah, see, just sitting there got hot to handle. So I'm not going to go all the way yet. I'm going to go ahead and get it out. I'll pick this up with a tong and go in the other. And, you know, if it's shadowy or whatever, bring back that. And we'll go ahead and turn it over. And that can probably go all the way through. So it's in the body. You can go all the way through or just turn it over and take it to the other side like I did before. And I'll show you why I want to. But there's the hole. And I'm going to be making a rack where these actually go on. Now I can heat that up and shrink it on, but I don't want that. I want to be able to remove my rack. So I'm just going to take a bigger drift and then go both sides. And I'll just use my one I do that with. And you know, it's not going to touch that. I don't need to make it that big, but I'll go both sides and open it up. It slides on and off. Like when you make those grills that you got the, you know, looks like it's woven, you definitely make those sloppy holes so you put it together and you take it apart. Let's just see if it goes on. Pretty sure it will. Yeah, it goes in there. Let me get it out. And I'm just gonna open up slightly. I need a punch to get it out. Okay. I don't think I'll have to heat it up just to do this. And let me brush that. Let you see that looks like the with the V-flip. Look at that. A little bit sloppy. So yeah, I'll be able to take it on and off. And I'm okay with that hole, even though it's not perfect, straight. So this is the one that, not the second one, but the third one, the one that I didn't do V guys on both sides. It's not a perfect hole. I could use a little heat control. I'm not going to. It won't matter on this project. The only heat control I'm using is I'm putting the fat side down, and it's not that cool. I'm going to go ahead and put my water rag, water mop to get wet, and I'm just going to touch that one side down that's a little, like I showed earlier, it's a little bit smaller. And this is not real great heat control at all. It'll come back, and you'll see it shadowed a little bit, but it came back. And yeah, with the time that I have, so, and that was, I'm just staying on that one side because that's the side that was, you know, wasn't straight at all. I'm gonna get it out, and then I'll have to heat it up to go the other side. But you know, that was the side that was really lifted up, and it still is, you know, raised up on both sides now. from what this line is compared to the other one. What's left? Nice tongs. Now I could use the other drift also. That one's hot too, I'm sure. As long as, no, it's not quite opened up enough on that one side, so I have to use the slot opener. If it would taper down more, we could. The main thing for the underside slot opener is you don't want it touching the long axis of your hole, where it would stop and it doesn't, and start stretching your center parts. You're trying to get the center parts to move out. So the underslide slot opener that does not touch with pressure in the long axis where the slot hole is a big advantage. I forget when I discovered that, but I never seen anyone doing that. It makes a big difference compared to everything else I've seen done. And yeah, watch people slitting this hole and watch the metal move up and down, up and back and forth, back and forth. I didn't cool anything off there. Going to go ahead and let it go all the way through. And yeah, if that was mild, I would have done that. And yeah, see it, just put that piece back over there. I'm not going to grab that. I'll go ahead and heat it up. And it makes it go back and forth, back and forth. The end is a little bit different. And you see that in the middle, especially, you know, people doing tongs where they don't taper it on both sides of the hole. It goes boom, boom, back and forth, back and forth. That is not good at all. This is not going to matter on this, what I'm doing. Yeah, that's pretty warm. And yeah, the hole doesn't look bad, really. Like I say, it's not perfect, but it's not bad. That's why I didn't really do real heat control. I'll go ahead and put it in that hole first, then I'll have to dial it in to get it out. I can't grab this with my hand. Don't want to even think about it. It's pretty warm. Dial that in, turn it over, get it off the material, let the heat wick back in, and then do it again. As long as you got heat in the material, you're okay. And that's about all it's going to go for right now. And yeah, miles a lot more forgiving than the 4140. 5160, you gotta watch that. It'll start shearing your drift. When you see the shadow on the edges where it contacts your drift, it will actually start to shear with the hard edge of your hole. 5160, very bad damage, a lot of drift. And my drifts are mild still. I do not use medium carbon or tool filled drifts. And there's good reason for that. Different reasons, but the biggest reason is cooling them off. You can't, like a lot of times I'll have a can of water right under here and let my drifts fall in there if I'm doing a lot of holes. over and over. And the medium carbon and tool stills are going to start breaking and making it become dangerous to work with if you're not aware of that. And that's amazing. Plus affordability and availability. So which side was it? That side. Just looking for the bigger hole. So that'll go all the way through. And then I'll get my bigger check my hole. And yeah, that might need, yeah, just a little bit more, which I figured, you know, from last time. And this one I can grab. This is the only one. This is a piece of steel instead of just mild. It's a bullpen. I think that's what they call them. And I use this for different things. It's a fuller. I use it for making my what do you call it? There it is. Bottle openers and, you know, just a ball fuller and all. So, but that's that one. And it does look just a hair different because it's only got one side that's, one's round, one's got the flattened out part. Anyway, they'll both work with this. This one is more hollowed out, and you will get that punching on the anvil all the way, of course. And you get the other. So this is the last hole, which is not as perfect as the other two I just did. It was okay. Not that big of a deal as far as fixing them. This one could possibly use some heat control. The one side though is pretty good. I'm gonna go in that side first, the better side. Let me show you. This side is better than that side. I think that's the side. No. This side is better than that side. You see how it's small here, big here. So I'm gonna go on that side first, but no heat control at all. And then we'll look at the other side. Well, I think I'll use my little cutting tool. Water side. Yeah, this is the better hole right here. So just gonna open it up a bit, and I'm watching it too. It looks pretty good. See, there's a gap in here. Not so much here. That's probably the best thing that could have happened, because here on this other side is where it's hardest to move, of course, because it's connected to the body. But that's where it needs to stay where it's at. So this was able to pretty much do it evenly. We'll get that out. And now I'm going to set up for heat control. Yeah. Put that down in the fire so I can tell what's on the hole. So get that ready. I'm going to get this cupping tool, and I'm just going to put it here. And I want to fill it up where there's a meniscus of water. I mean, you know, the bubble. I learned this. I used to do it on my water rag, it real wet, and turn it over right before and rub it on there. I've also taken the water and poured it on. Both those don't work as well. Well, I had a student named Dan Manders that, you know, going through the hammer tongs that we do in the tools make tools class, and you know, I was filling up a can of water or my bucket of water or whatever, and having a meniscus. But Dan, he put this, or used this that was right there at the animal, you know, and with a meniscus of water, you know, and it works just fine. Now, if you do it a lot, of course, your water gets hot, so change your water out. But it does in a can also, by the way. So, yeah, let me see. Yeah, it's on. All right. So what I'm going to do, and yeah, you got, you know, this is all about time. And you're just cooling. You're not quenching this. So a lot of people say, oh, you're quenching. So I'm going to cool that side. And then move it over to here. Drop my dome. And then get that to move. And the more you can do that, the better off you are. You don't want to just do it all of a sudden. So it's still skinnier, of course, but that did move more than this side, and that side's okay. That's the better side. Where's my let me get my other punch. And I'm just going to see, yeah, it'll fit in both sides. So I'm going to use this instead of the slot opener, and I'm going to pull it off. Or I can hold it with my hand, so I can get it out. I'm just pulling the end of it off. The meniscus, get it back. Because it, you know, it fills it up, and then where it's pulled up again. Timing, the more you can do this, the better. And then let's come in. Okay. I am going the other side, but I'm still going to pull the other side off. So the more this conforms, the more conform, and I don't want it touching all the way just yet. So, yeah, there's the side. Yeah. I'm just making sure because, you know, and you'll start to see this now look more like a D-hole. Because that thin side definitely did not move. much at all that time. So it's getting close, and I'm just looking at it. So I'm going to go all the way through this time. All I'm going to do this time for heat control is I'm going to put it down so this is a little bit hotter than that, but they're still going to move both of them. And yeah, I can get rid of this. Pull the end of this off. It'll be hot the next time I go in. I can already feel it sneaking up on my fingers. So I'm just cooling that end off a little bit. Okay. So you can see the difference in the heat. And I'm just doing it gradual. And, I could cool that off because it's not through all the way. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I didn't want to keep the D though. So I'll get my little nail back. How you doing, Dan? You've been mentioned I don't know how many times. Okay. And what I'm going to do is switch my hole. And this time I'll go ahead and heat the whole thing again. And just send it all the way. And yeah, you notice I'm only hit like 3 times at the most usually. When you're doing this, when you're developing a hole, you can hit it more than that. Once you've got your hole, there's the body. A little more heat, but it's looking good. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it would have been. If you've ever seen a hole drifted out where you're not controlling that heat and you got it offset with a slot hole, it's very noticeable. Okay, so that's all the way through. Now, if you want to straighten this, get rid of that. You know, you can look at it with a drift in and all. It's actually pretty straight from what I can see with the drift in. So I'll just get it out. Yeah, it's doesn't need it, but if you did need to straighten that, you leave the drift in, and you can basically come to an edge of your anvil, and you can hit it down, you know, or you go here, you know, either side, and depending on where it needs straightening, and usually it's on the other side, but that's not necessary. But yeah, you just, you know, you get a curved edge and then hold it up a little bit and knock it where it needs to be. Same thing with the other side, or put it in a vise. And, you know, but yeah, leave the drift in, and, you know, you can straighten up your bar, you know, you can make it something neat, you know, be grills or whatever, doorway, things like that, railings. So I'm gonna open it up. And that'll be it. I'm not gonna do the other one. I'd have to use my vise, the slanted hole. To show you a slant hole, but I do that some other time when I'm actually doing a project like that. But I'm not going to mess with that. The video getting a little longer than it should be. So. I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit more like I did before, which I knew I should have, although. Okay, and yeah, that, you thought, don't pull that one off. And it centers this away. But yeah, the other one, I'm not going to put a slanted hole in because we're not going to be doing the project with that. But hope you learned something. Hope it was helpful. Thank you. Bye-bye.